Hey, what's up, y'all? It's poppin'. It's D. About to react to this vid by Jamari. It's titled DJ Akademiks Live Show Flops After 8 People Show Up. What? A live show for his podcast? That doesn't sound right. I know a lot of people have like live shows for their podcasts, and they usually have a pretty good turnout. So it's very surprising that he would have a live show for his podcast, given how popular it is, and that people wouldn't show up. 8 people? That's so weird. Like really, really small podcasts have live shows and hella people show up. So I'm very confused, but sure, let's see what's going on. Let's watch.
So this last weekend, the legendary hip-hop group The Roots had their annual Roots Picnic. This always goes down in Philadelphia. They've been doing this since around 2008.
Okay, this makes sense. I was about to say, math ain't fucking mathing, because he has a very popular podcast. But if it's for a festival, then I see.
As you guys can see at this event, they have 2 stages.
Yeah, it's like a festival. He went on at 8 o'clock. Is he on at the same time as fucking Lil Uzi? I'm pretty sure Uzi's set will be longer than 30 minutes. That doesn't make sense. Why am I able to click on this? What is this? Create event. Anyway.
Music and 1 stage for podcasts. And the reason I bring this event up today is because, as you guys can see right here, that man DJ Akademiks had a main slot on the podcast stage this last Saturday, and he ended up going viral after very few people showed up to his show.
They add fucking Lil Uzi say. Why would they go see him?
Reportedly showed up to DJ Akademiks' live show.
This makes a lot of sense.
Along with this video, it doesn't have any sound, but as you can see, it's up there. You know, in presentation form, the show is currently going on, and as you guys can see, there is
they kind of set him
very
up
little
with
interest when it comes to the crowd. Actually, a couple people there look, a little bit ashamed to be there. Look at this guy walking in with his head down. He's like, I shouldn't be here right now. And with DJ Akademiks kind of always being that guy that's known to clown people when they do flop, and he's also the guy who has a lot of personal beefs in both the hip-hop and just internet space in general, people found this lack of a crowd at his show to be absolutely hilarious. I found this other video that kind of shows like an alternative angle. He's apparently interviewing somebody named Little Boom. I'm not really privy to who that is.
I didn't think when it comes to men and women in hip-hop, I didn't think it was going to be.
And as you guys can see, there's a little bit more than 8 people there. I would say, there's maybe around 50, 60 people in this crowd.
I'm surprised he got that little fucking Uzi. Little Uzi. He was performing at the time of this, so.
Well, those women.
And so Akademiks was getting absolutely cooked because people were saying this was very reminiscent of the Smoke Perp situation that we covered last year, where pretty much no one showed up to Smoke Perp's show. It was looking like a high school dance out
That's
here.
Not comparative.
The high school homecoming that nobody goes to. It was
okay, sorry, this is the last time I paused. If he had his own live show that he announced, like, hey, everybody come out to see me at my live show, and only 8 people showed up, then that would be more of a flop. That would be like, damn, you one of the biggest podcasts and you can't even bring people out. But this was for a festival where there were a lot of people there, not just him, and fucking Lil Uzi was performing at the time. I'm pretty sure his set was longer than 30 minutes. He was performing at the time that Akademiks was on. So why would anybody go hear Akademiks talk about any fucking thing when
looking like that? And
I don't know why the
Smoke
festival would
Perp
even
actually ended up being so ashamed that people were showing up to these.
Well, that's how festivals work, though. They have most people
there. That he ended up canceling the rest of his tour out of pure shame. So people are basically saying, man, Akademiks, Smoke Perp got more people than you to come out. Now, what I will say is, in Akademiks' defense, as you guys can see here, this man started his show at 8 p.m., which you would think would be like the prime time. But as you guys can see right here, at 7:30 p.m., that man, Little Uzi Vert, went on. And so for the general consumer who bought tickets to this event, it's like, am I going to take my chance to see Lil Uzi Vert or am I going to see DJ Akademiks podcast?
Right,
I would think 99% of sane individuals would go see that
100%.
Lil Uzi Vert.
Well,
but before I show you what Uzi's
For
crowd
sure,
was looking
99.
like, I did kind of want to compare what DJ Akademiks had pulled compared to some of the other people on the podcast stage. And I see right here that Angela Yee was actually the one to be on that stage right before Akademiks. For those of you guys that don't know, she used to be part of the Big Three on the Breakfast Club before she left earlier last year. And she has her own podcast, so let's see what her audience was looking like. Now, you can't get a great look at the crowd here, but you can kind of hear the feedback to what they're saying.
I do wonder.
I want you guys to participate, okay? Yeah. So the way we do... Alright, who says true? Who says false?
Here's the only little fan we're going to get to the
So,
crowd.
I'm going to tell some stories.
But I would think
I
there's
don't like
definitely
you.
under 100 people there just based on the noise they're making in response to what they're saying and the questions they're asking. And you guys also have to keep in mind, Angela Yee's podcast is much less successful than DJ Akademiks, so the fact that even she drew a bigger crowd than him must have really been a punch in the gut. And then Akademiks actually decided to jump on his live stream to try and defend himself against this internet slander.
Took the L to Uzi. I'm down. I'm down to take it. Cause I would have went to watch Uzi shit. The whole thing about 8 sounds great. I'm gonna keep it a beam. Like, if you ask me, I think it was about like peak. I'm just talking about peak. I'm not talking about all who came in the peak. Maybe 200 to 250 people with it.
And I would love to see him produce that video where 250 people are actually standing there in front of him listening to him talk.
The 8 shit's kind of capped. You feel me? Let me see. Oh, no. Like, this is like, again, this ain't really nobody type shit, but this is like.
That's not 250.
Yeah.
So
it's like, whatever. I don't know. Hold on.
You don't care because you're addressing it.
Who's driving the narrative, right? It's the young boy fans. They want me to say, Dirt flopped and I flopped. Dirt flopped and I flopped. Okay.
Yeah, him laughing about this whole situation kind of has the same energy as this meme right here.
I'm gonna take my flop. I'm gonna take my flop. I'm taking my flop. Okay, I'm taking my flop. It's cool. And the reason why is because when another nigga flop, I don't like hearing excuses. When another nigga flop, I don't want him to say, "Oh my label ain't push it." When young boy flop, I don't want to hear him like, "Oh, my Instagram wasn't up." I don't want to hear it. So I'm gonna stand on my flop and I'm gonna take that shit. I took the flop and I took the L.
I mean, at least he's admitting that the optics of this do not look very good. And I just wanted to show you guys what was going on while DJ Akademiks was performing to those 50 people with that
right, everybody's over here.
Because obviously this was going to be a lot more entertaining than a Little Boom interview.
Right, who the fuck is Little Boom? Period. Who's not going to watch this?
You guys can see that boy Little Uzi was getting absolutely lit. Everyone in the crowd was having a great time. And there's got to be a couple thousand people there to see him. So I guess what I'm saying is it sounded like people didn't show up for this event in general. They really just didn't show up for DJ Akademiks. And he got, destroyed by Little Uzi. Here's just another little clip where they brought Fat Joe out on stage. And I guess what I'm just trying to show here is that, there were sizable crowds at these events. And then upon digging a little bit deeper, I thought, well, what was going on the next day? Because this was a full weekend event. Specifically, I wanted to see what was going down on the...
Yeah, they did act dirty. Because look at the time gap. The fucking time gap. First off, period mixtape. I don't know who the fuck this is. Black Thought. Obviously, I know Busta and Eve. So are they... J period. But it's featuring them. So are they only out for a short period of time? Anyway, this is a huge gap from 7:15 to 8 p.m. So, and then Usher don't come out till 9:15. So Charlemagne, they put him on at a good time so that people can still enjoy these acts and not have to pick between Charlemagne or fucking Usher.
Stage.
They did act dirty.
And I see who else than Charlemagne the God would be on the podcast stage at the very same time this next day. So then I thought to myself, what kind of crowd did Charlemagne draw? And so I went to his Instagram and I found this video.
God, it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful.
Yeah, they did.
I know all of us want to go see Usher. Usher's at 9:15 and they got us 7 miles away from the concert stage. So
And yeah, that's the other thing. You gotta walk far between these sets.
Academics. But yeah, as you can see, he's definitely at least got a couple hundred people there, maybe 1,000.
Now listen.
And, I guess he rocked the stage, okay? He went off with his Brilliant Idiots podcast. Now, I won't lie. Did they do DJ Akademiks a little bit dirty with these showtimes?
Yes.
Absolutely. When
yes.
they pitched it to him, they're probably like, oh, you get in the prime slot, you get in the 8 p.m.
He should have asked who else.
That boy Little Uzi Vert would be tap dancing on his grave. Even over here on the next day, they gave Charlemagne the respect of not letting Usher go on until 9:15 p.m., so there would be a lot of people at his show. But yeah, when you were the guy always talking about flops, and then your show's out here looking like this, and there's well-documented history of it, it's just really not a very good look. Like I said, the optics here, they're just not in DJ Akademiks' favor. But y'all let me know what you guys think about this.
I don't feel like that's a flop though, to be completely honest. Because who wouldn't go see Lil Uzi overact? Like it's not even a comparison. And it's just very odd that they have these podcasts going up against actual artists who are performing. Like, I would pick any artist over watching a fucking podcast. That's so boring. I mean, if you're really into a particular podcast and you buy tickets to go specifically see that, then that's one thing. But if I'm at a festival and I have options of artists that I can see perform live, I'm going to pick them. Even if I don't really know the artist, I probably will go check them out anyway, just because I feel like that would be more entertaining. Like, I'm not about to sit there and listen to a nigga talk about some random shit while people are dancing and, performing just over on the other stages. That don't make no sense. But sure, I guess people are definitely going to use this against him because he does go in on artists who flop. So, yeah, I guess they're going to be like, hey, this is your flop. Even though it's kind of not a flop, but I get it. They're going to talk shit, as they should, because he talks a lot of shit. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think, though. Let me know what other videos you're going to watch, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!